welcome back everyone. It's going to be a real quick one today. Yes, indeed. I've been running a bit behind schedule, but we're here, we're live. And I'll be with you in just a moment. Enjoy the new graphics. How cool. Yes, welcome back. Hope you're all doing well. I hope you've all had more sleep than I have. Oh, sleep is usually an elusive kind of beastie for me at the best of times. And the past couple of nights, very little sleep. But there was one good thing about that last night. It means I got to witness one of the craziest lightning storms I've ever seen over Glasgow. So how are you all doing out there? We're going to take a little look at the lightning that was happening here last night. I know. Listen, look. You got to appreciate British people, Scottish people. We're absolutely obsessed with the weather. I don't know, maybe it's just living on this island. Maybe it's the fact that we're afflicted by bad weather most of the time. I don't know. But, wow, last night was crazy town. I really wish I had Scott Lopez here today to talk me through the physics of what I was watching on the ground, because this was epic. It really, really was. The power of nature, folks. It's not to be messed with, that's for sure. But listen, before we get anywhere, I'm going to dive into the chat room, say a quick hello to all you good people in there. I hope you're all having a good day. And we've got Sam Rodriguez in there, Polly Nation. We have got Nothing As It Seems, who got a notification today. So I'm really, really happy. The notifications seem to be going out. They seem to be going out, and we seem to be steadily growing again. Another couple of new subscribers overnight. So that's always good news. So if we scroll on up, we've got Rick Anderson, a fellow Scotsman. He's out there on an even smaller island than I am. And then we've got St. Marionette. Now, St. Marionette was telling us that there's meant to be, or allegedly there's going to be a big announcement next week by, I don't know, it's US government, I think. So, like I said to St. Marionette, on Wednesday, if that hasn't happened, you got to cut these people loose. You got to cut these date setters away. I'm telling you, that they're pressing on your dopamine centers. Cut them loose. They're just after clicks, but wait to see. Maybe this time I'll be wrong. But I'll report on it on Wednesday. Sidvich is in there. The Wookiee. We have got Jose Ramon Francis. Cheryl, big hello to you. John, good to see you. Scrolling up. St. Marionette, were you first today? Or is the chat gone so far that I missed the first one in there? Either way, I'm just glad you could be here. I'm going to be live with Kevin McCairn. Fingers crossed. Okay, I say fingers crossed for a number of reasons. I wouldn't be surprised if we get more lightning storms here tonight. And Kevin is all the way around in Japan. So it's the middle of the night when Kevin comes on to the Kev Baker show. That gets confusing with all these Kevins kicking around, right? You got me, you got Kevin McCairn, you got Kevin Nacy, Kevin, my son, you got Kenneth, my brother. Oh, it rapidly starts to get confusing, see? But there's always Dave. Just think Dave. Yours truly. So, Kevin hasn't checked in, though. And I always get nervous when the guest hasn't checked in ahead of time, especially when they're in these remote, far-flung corners of the world. So, fingers crossed, because if not, I don't really have too much on the table to get into. When Kevin comes along, I need to put my science jacket on. I turn into a little kind of lab technician, his little helper, and I try to keep up with him. So really, it's him that usually brings the content for that show. But I'm sure, by hook or by crook, I'll be able to throw something together if the worst happens. So let's take a look at last night because it was crazy. Absolutely crazy. Now, yesterday, I was out sunning myself. I think I told you all I fell asleep down in Glasgow Green. Hey, probably the most sensible looking guy in Glasgow Green, I can assure you. But you know how you can tell when there's almost that feeling, you know, it needs to thunder. I've heard people saying that a whole heap up here in Scotland. I don't know if they say it where you are, but the air needs to be cleared. That kind of jazz, right? And you could kind of tell that there was the potential for some shenanigans in the sky last night. But a guy that doesn't typically watch mainstream media, I don't really get weather forecasts. Usually I open the window in the morning, open the curtains, have a look out. Whatever the weather is, right? So I don't really get any kind of warning that these things are coming. So I gets off the show last night and I'm chilling out and I'm winding down. I'm watching something on Netflix and all of a sudden I just keep getting these little flickers out the corner of my eye. And I'm thinking, oh, no, no, no. First thought was, I hope it's not Ooga Boogas thing. You know, you just seen something in your peripheral vision. But then I was left in no doubt as to what was going on because the entire living room lit up and started flashing. And obviously my attention was drawn to outside. Now I went out and my son, he's like, where are you going? It's like 2:30, 3 o'clock in the morning. I'm traipsing out there in my trainers, my shorts, not a whole lot else on, and my phone and a PPP. Obviously I wanted to enjoy this natural show going on in the sky. But unfortunately, because I've got an older iPhone, it's absolutely gumph. It takes pretty crap pictures in daylight. And even when I'd filmed it, the way the sky was flashing and where my house is, I wasn't getting the full effect. So I don't personally have any video myself to show you. But I did take a look over on Twitter today. A lot of people talking about it. Anne came in from work. When I spoke to her this morning, I was still awake. And I was saying to her, you missed the light show last night. She was quite grateful because one of these people usually runs and hides when there's thunder and lightning going on. But when she came in from work today, it was pretty much what everyone was talking about. So yeah, I'm glad I wasn't the only one who really witnessed this. So I'm going to take you over. We'll take a little look at some of this going on. And again, it's not like your typical Scottish thing. I know it's just lightning, folks. I'm not telling you it's the end of the world or anything like that. It's just the night I've had. You do know that the Kev Baker show's more the Kev Baker journey. It's like the reality kind of a reality live streamer. You get to join me, warts and all. Maybe I'll start streaming through the night when I'm awake. Maybe I'll become one of these 24-hour streamers. I don't know. Who knows what the future holds, right? But we'll come over here. What am I even talking about? See how I do this? It's crazy. So here's one of the videos here. We'll play this. This isn't one of the better ones, I must admit, but you get an idea when this gets going. There you go, one little flicker there. There's better ones, folks, trust me. But this one finishes with a bit of a bang.
No, I got a wee video.
Boom.
Oh, I got it.
So that was that one there, but like I say, that wasn't the best one I'd come across. That's a good one here. Not bad, anyway. It's a guy that said just outside Glasgow, filming a mental lightning storm. That's how you can tell this guy's definitely from round here. It's not just a lightning storm, it's a mental lightning storm. Here we go. This was, see, it's like crazy colours going on, man. Crazy. There's gonna be more. There's gotta be more. Be more. If there isn't, we can go back and look at that one bit he did catch. Oh, he gave up. Gave up too soon, man. There you go. Look at that. And that was going on and off for a good while. A real good while now. There's a photograph up here. I've used it for the thumbnail today. If we scroll down, we'll probably find it again. This one here. Now, listen. I don't know. Maybe somebody had a time lapse. See, you leave the lens open, and you keep capturing like the light. Now that could explain that. But I'm telling you, the lightning storm didn't look like that last night. It just didn't look like that. That's like our national monument. That's the Kelpies. That's the shape-shifting water monsters. You see, we build monuments to our monsters. We take cryptids to a new level over here. This here, probably Edinburgh, I want to say, just for the hill there. I would say, but Edinburgh are getting it quite bad. There's a lot of flooding. I think it's this one here. Latest updates after thunder and lightning storms cause flash floods. Here's lightning in Haddington. Here we go. Yeah, see, that's the kind of thing we're talking about. That's pretty impressive, right? For Scotland it is anyway. It says thunderstorms and lightning took hold of Edinburgh last night, causing major flooding across parts of the city. Dramatic footage has been released showing flashes of lightning brightening up the whole sky, accompanied by loud rumbles of thunder. You know, that was the weird thing last night when I was out the back, taking it all in. A distinct lack of thunder. Don't get me wrong, one time I heard it, but it was like just so faint, yet the lightning appeared to be like right overhead. Now it was hard to tell because you can see that there's been like a substantial cloud cover as well. And I get it, if it's above the clouds, it's lighting the whole sky up, so it's hard to kind of pinpoint it. But that was one thing Kevin had noted as well. And his Xbox hasn't gone back on since. We had a whole light flickering thing. Everything else came back on apart from his Xbox, so he's a bit pissed at that. But hey, aside from that, nobody hurt. Says the severe weather is expected to last throughout Wednesday, with an amber warning in place for thunderstorms across the country, including Edinburgh. And you can see some of the flooding there. Up where I am, or up where I was, where I grew up. Take a look at this, see if it's got a record of this. River Oich floods for Augustus. Let's see. Yeah. 1989, 1990. When I was growing up, 1990, I'd have been, what, 14? What a flood we had. It was the Oich River, the River Oich. I'll be able to pull it up here. Maps. There's a picture of it. That's in Fort Augustus. That kind of leads into Loch Ness. But that there, if you can picture like the water being, I would say, yeah, where my mouse is there, up the tree line. Because this bridge, let's see if you can see the bridge. That's not it. That bridge where that picture's taken from, yeah. No, that's not it. But the water was actually coming up over it. So it was a bridge like that. But the water was coming right up over the top of it. There was houses flooded. It's horrible, 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 horrible. Luckily my house wasn't damaged back then, but you got to feel for people that are caught in things like that. And Edinburgh, I think Aberdeen as well. And there was a real tragic accident with a train up there this morning. So, yeah, crazy times. But that's what kept me up most of the night last night. Well, it didn't keep me up. I was already up, but it entertained me during the night. I don't want to be that person, but the current lightning storm over Edinburgh is extraordinary. Not sure I've seen anything like it. Was that it there? Wow. I get it, folks. That's a GIF, but yeah. Dang, dude. There's saw the lightning flashes behind clouds in Glasgow, but it remained dry. Yeah, it was dry, and there's a flood. Edinburgh. Damn, look at that rain. Holy moly, man. It's Edinburgh. It typically rains in Edinburgh. Yep, that's a good picture, that one, eh? Whoa. Kirkcaldy. Wow. Victoria Hospital. Bloomin' heck. Glasgow got long few hours of unspectacular lightning and no rain. Oh, it wasn't unspectacular. You definitely couldn't have been watching it all that well. No, definitely not. Okay, so scroll down here. There's that picture again. I hope somebody did take that with like an open lens. Polly, you probably know better. How would you do that? You just leave the exposure open, don't you? And you just leave it in the one spot, I think. It would capture all the individual lightning strikes, I think. I'm not sure though, I'm not sure. 22 hours ago, there's the rainstorm anyway. That video is definitely getting retweeted a lot, isn't it? There's another one here, I think that's a different one. Got volume. A little bit. Right. That's pretty much what I was seeing, that kind of flashing effect. Again, folks, I'm not here to tell you it's like aliens are coming or anything like that. Yeah, Polly, yeah. Long exposure. Yeah. Yeah, I thought that, man. It's pretty cool. I love seeing that kind of effect. Kind of like it when you see it when it's cars as well. You just get the streak of their headlights. I think that's pretty cool looking. Turning into a right artsy guy in my old age. What's that all about? Actually just taking this one. Yeah, sure you did. Yeah, sure you did. Here we go. Got up to let Mischief in, the cat, at 3:15 AM and caught some gorgeous lightning. I should go back to sleep before my alarm goes, but I want to watch a little more. So peaceful. And I don't want to take that for granted. Very well said. Do it, flash. Wah. Is it Thor striking the hammer on the anvil? Is that what's doing it? Sid's probably thinking that. Hey, Lee Veltman. And Lee and John I'm hoping are going to be coming on the Kev Baker show sometime soon. I've got my intermediary, Jimmy Jeans, he's working on putting it together. So I hope we can get you over there sometime soon, Lee. Yes, indeed, and we can protect the KBS audience from all the shenanigans, or at least some of the shenanigans that's going on, right? And you can explain it way better than me, brother, so that's why I'm going to get you on the show to do it. I'm really disappointed with this video, but then, they may have like a really crappy phone like me. That sky could be doing all sorts right now, because it was when I filmed it, only when I watched it back I thought, is that even the same sky I was filming? So yeah, I'm a bit miffed. I've got one of these like so early 2000s phones. I'm happier with it that way. There's got to be less backdoors in the older ones, right? I mean, there's always backdoors, but there's got to be less in the older ones. That's what I tell myself anyway. So what we got here? Never mind me vaping or the smudged window. There we go. PPP, big man, PPP, Stuart. Yeah. It's starting to strike me just how many people are up at that time of night in Glasgow, to be honest with you. I'm not alone, that's for sure. Definitely not. What the heck's this? Spiders are a popular video game monster. They're also an accessibility problem. Right, what's this? Patrick Klepek wrote a story arguing that games with spiders as enemies are not inclusive because some people are so afraid of spiders they can't play the game. Oh, you've got to be joking me. Oh, no. He wouldn't include any images of spiders in the article to avoid scaring those people. Oh, dearie me. You know, there's somebody that's scared of something that adds up to everything is scary. So to that end, do we make, in this case, video games with nothing in it? We'll just have like that polygon type landscape, you know, just a character, obviously an asexual, genderless character, so we don't trigger anyone. Maybe it'll have to be like some kind of human-animal hybrid species thing. You know, because we've got these cross-thinkers and all these kind of things to take into account. I'm woke. I can get woke with the rest of them. I can get woke with the best of them. Yes, indeed, woke Kev. Bloody hell, the things you see. You see, this is why I love Twitter. This is why I love Twitter. You just never know what you're going to come across. Oh, look at that. Dang. That's, yeah, that's going to mess your day up, dude. Don't like seeing that crap, man. Oh, there we go. There's a bit more. Now that's what we're talking about. Yeah, so that was my night through the night last night. Exciting stuff. At least I had something to watch during the night as opposed to wasting my time on Netflix like I usually do, because I waste a lot of time on there. Good show to watch on there, The Fall, if you're into a bit of a kind of police detective, bit of a murder case, things like that. Yep, quite good, quite good. 3 seasons, yeah. No, I don't get sponsored by Netflix, I know. I know it's not vogue for one of us truthers to talk about watching the TV and things, right? But I do, so. So yeah, there you go. I'm gonna get a quick drink of coffee. I'm gonna leave you with our stunning new work in progress graphics that we've got going on here. You liking that? That's not me, folks. I wasn't making a weird, creepy kind of crackling noise. That was Twitter. But I'll be back in a couple of seconds. Get yourself a little drink. Get yourself a little pee. And get ready. We're gonna be heading on over. Hopefully, we'll be going live to Japan in 35 minutes when we are joined by Dr. Kevin McCairn, and I just absolutely myself. I've got one of these like LED lights under the monitor, and it just all of a sudden started flashing like the lighting in there, but I've figured it out. I'm stood on the button. It's the way it rolls. welcome, Karen. Are you watching a meteor shower? Oh, now that sounds good. That sounds good. That sounds like it's one up from my lightning from last night. I must admit. Yes, indeedy. Now then, just try to see what else we've got here. Yes, give me a second, folks. Give me 2 seconds. I'll be back with you. There we go, there we go. Now, I'm still looking. Dr. McCairn hasn't checked in yet, and I'm starting to worry here. Because he's meant to be my special guest today over on KBS. I'm sure it'll all be fine. I think it's about 4 in the morning, in fact. Let me check. Let me check. Let me bring you over here. Hang on now. Hang on. Let's see. Time in Japan. I'm at 0530 right now in Japan. Well, that's time enough to be getting up you. I'm going to drop him a message. Yo. You see, I'm shameless. Absolutely shameless. Poor man's probably just crawling out of his bed to come on my show. And there I am pestering him. Get up, you, McCairn. But, yeah. We'll be talking some techie stuff with Kevin today. We'll be getting into the brain. Can read between the lines. You know what me and Kev talk about. I don't really talk about it on here, but it's going to be a good one. Definitely going to be a good one. Now, another good show that I was privileged to be a part of just recently was on Warrior Mode when I joined forces with Bill Bean, as we do. It's his Warrior Mode. I co-host on there along with Travis Short, and Travis has joined us in recent weeks. He's been like a fresh addition to the team. Really enjoying working with him. Because he gets into all the cryptid stuff. And then we had on Lon Strickler. Now, Lon is, unbeknown to me, a long-time researcher and writer on all things cryptid. And this website over here, that myself and Scotty, and it was Scotty that showed me this website, we bookmarked it. We said that's a go-to for a Freaky Friday for some woo content. But little did I know, I'd never read the whole, like, about me section. I had just got blown away by these kind of headlines, you know? And you go, all this down here, possible Thunderbird encounter on Pike Lake. You see, this is where I got lost. But yeah, it was really nice getting to speak to Lon. And I'm hoping to, the next couple of days, reach out to him again. And we'll get him to come on. Maybe even on an impromptu weekend stream. We'll get the cameras on. We'll talk about some of this cool stuff. But yeah, I'm going to take a look at one of these stories in a minute. But yeah, that was a really good show the other night. If you weren't here, you can find it over on Bill's channel, which is here. He's got 2,000 subscribers. I'm going to drop this link into the chat room. There you go. Nah, Lewis, I can't get Scotty Lopez today. Definitely not. The reason I can't get Scotty Lopez today is because Scotty Lopez has just got a computer game called Escape from Tarkov. Now, I've got Escape from Tarkov, and the reason I try not to play it much is because once you get into Escape from Tarkov, there really is no Escape from Tarkov. It's a first-person shooter crossed with like a kind of strategy game, because you can build up all different parts, all different ammunition. It's crazy deep and crazy good. So I really don't know if we're going to see Scotty for the next couple of days. I must be honest with you, because I said Scott, once you've got that, we ain't ever going to see you again, brother. Your time is going to be gone. Absolutely gone. So I come over here. This is the show we done with Lon. There he is there, big Lon. But if you haven't checked that out, please do so. If you hadn't noticed, that's where we put all of the Warrior Mode episodes. Had some good shows on there. We've had Cheryl Jones from Coast to Coast. She was on there. This week we're going to be joined by Derek Stroman, I think his name is. Bill used to do a online TV show, an Access TV show in Baltimore with Derek. I was one of their first guests on there, so it's gonna be good to speak to him. And then we're gonna have some really big guests coming on Warrior Mode in the next couple of weeks. I can't say too much because nothing has been confirmed yet. But when I say they're gonna be big guests, they're gonna be huge guests. So keep your eye open for that. But I think since we've got, or we just took a look at Lon there, we had his website up. Let's finish off with a quick Bigfoot story, shall we? I think it's only good. So we'll get into this one. See how long it is. It's not too long, I don't think. There we go. So, a supposed Bigfoot reported swinging in the trees in Hyde Park, New Jersey, or New York. Now, I was talking about monkeys that were getting armed up and tooled up yesterday. Bigfoot swinging in the trees, that's not something you usually hear about. Usually he's peeking around a corner, or you bump into him somewhere, you might see him crossing your path. Never see him giving it the whole King of the Jungle thing, like swinging, jungle VIP. Not Sasquatch VIP even. A landscaper. Not a landscaper. A landscaper. I was about to say, what's a landscaper? A landscaper in Hyde Park, New York, reported that she observed a Bigfoot crashing through the vegetation, and then it ascended a tree. The creature was also seen swinging from tree to tree. Now, that sounds more like some kind of big orangutan. Could an orangutan have got out of somebody's house? I was shocked when I watched The Tiger King. There was many things that shocked me in The Tiger King, right? As I'm sure it has you. But the one thing that shocked me the most was just how many wild big animals there are in America alone. And if people have got tigers and lions and things like that, you can't tell me they ain't kicking about with the old orangutans and other exotic type animals, right? So, I don't know, maybe. It says on July the 2nd, I received a phone call from a woman that was working as a landscaper, not a landscraper, on a property in Hyde Park, New York. She was weeding the garden and was told to dump the weeds down a trail about 200 foot behind the barn. Now, after dumping the wheelbarrow, it dropped down, which made a loud bang. Suddenly, from approximately 50 feet away, she sees and hears something crashing through the thick vegetation, parting the brush towards her. The creature then jumped in the tree above her, leaving her in shock and disbelief. The creature then began using its arms to swing from tree to tree, moving away from her. Now, she described it as a very large and moving through the trees like a monkey. She said that she got a look at the back of the reddish-brown beast that she estimated at 6 to 7 feet tall with long arms. I'm waiting for a follow-up interview, but the woman, or the young woman, reported getting sick after the encounter. Now, I have had several reports from this area over the last few years, leading me to believe there is a clan living there. A clan of Bigfoot. Are they like Mick Bigfoot? Are they Scottish? Cool. Big ginger beasties? Eh? It could be a Neanderthal Scotsman. I'm just saying. Has there been a theory? Has there been a book written about that? The Scottish theory, the Scottish genetic connection to the Sasquatch. It can happen. Please don't ask me to divulge the location or the eyewitness name. Strictly confidential. Oh, that makes it even more interesting, doesn't it? Yeah, you see, I don't know why, but that adds a level of credibility to it for me. If you're out there and you're putting your face on this and you're trying to get on the shows and speak to people like me, you have to keep an open mind and think, well, is this more about them than it is about anything they've seen? But when you hear of somebody saying, look, I want nothing to do with what I've seen, you can go and tell people if you want, but don't put my name to it. That seems a more natural kind of response to me. Don't know. The Daily Voice followed up on the post, stating that the researcher says she was informed of the sighting on Thursday, July 2nd, when she received a phone call. Hey, ho, hang on now. Hey, hang on. Reason I'm playing that music, because McCairn has checked in. We've got McCairn. Mr. McCairn has checked in. We're good. Wiping the sweat away, I tell you. This is the way the universe works. Give me 5 minutes on a pre-show stream to the KBS peeps. You're the peeps, right? I know that's a horrible thing to say, the peeps. Hey, keeps me young. I sound trendy. My boy looks at me when I say things like peeps and that as if to say, oh, give it up, Dad. You're ancient. You're a dinosaur. You're like one of these pterosaurs that you talk about. We were talking about pterosauruses the other night. How cool is a guest when you can go from the Slender Man to the Pterosaurus to the Black-Eyed Kids. That's Kev Baker show material. But I digress. See, I'm all excited now. And I've just noticed that, you see, one of our own, Polly, he had graciously offered, I think from what I see there now, to step in if all else had failed. That's how we roll here. You see, I should never worry about these things. The woman's name is strictly confidential, as the precise location of the incident. The woman described the creature as being approximately 6 to 7 foot in height with reddish brown and said it moved through the trees like a monkey. At this point, I'm still not ruling out some unruly homeless Scotsman who somehow, he probably went out for a night out one Hogmanay, one New Year, somehow ended up in upstate New York in a forest. Listen, that isn't the strangest story you'll hear from Scotland from dudes that go out at New Year. I remember making it back on the 6th of January one year. How did I get back? I don't know. I only remember hitchhiking home. I don't know where I went. I don't know who I was with. But that wasn't even the weirdest story that year. It's how Scotsmen roll. You got to just appreciate we're a bit different. We're maybe like that evolutionary link between cryptid and human. I don't know. The incident happened after the woman who had been weeding the garden was told to dump. Right, we had that. After she dumped the weeds, the wheelbarrow dropped, making a loud noise. We got that bit as well. Suddenly, from approximately 50 foot away, she sees and hears something crashing through the thick vegetation. That report's just totally copying what was above it. But we get the idea. So, it says, BT said the creature then jumped in the tree above her, leaving the woman in shock and disbelief, using its arms to swing from tree to tree, moving away from her. Now, BT said that she had several reports from the Hyde Park area over the last few years, leading her to believe that there's a clan. It says, I'm posting this because I received several credible Bigfoot encounter reports in Dutchess and Orange counties, New York, over the years. Very, very interesting. It's certainly the first time I can think of that I've heard a Bigfoot swinging tree to tree. Doesn't mean it can't do it. Although I'm starting to think, maybe some of these sightings, some of them, not all of them, but some of them, it could be exotic animals that have got out. Maybe people have set them free. Maybe, they say, oh, puppies aren't just for Christmas. I would imagine that applies to big orangutans, maybe the odd gorilla. I don't know. Mike Tyson bought 2 tigers when he was in jail. Why? Because he could. So these things happen. I don't know. But am I saying all of them are rogue orangutans or Scotsmen that have gone out for a night out that got a bit rowdy and maybe ended up a bit transatlantic? I can't say that accounts for all of them, no. I certainly can't. Doesn't account for the yowies down in Australia. It could account for some of the wild men reports in the UK, granted. In fact, I think most of the wild men reports in the UK is probably just a misinterpreted Scotsman on his way home from the pub. But that aside, I hope I have infotained you and passed a little bit of time for the past, 45 minutes? Because that's what it's all about, and hopefully I can persuade you then to come over and hear the real Dave Baker, uncut, uncensored, unleashed, as we only can do at tfrlive.com. So thank you all for being here today. It's been really cool. It's been really quick, but it's been a good one. We've had orangutan, big feet. Which one is it? Where do you lie on this? That's up to you, because what do? I provide, you decide. With that said, I'm going to let you get back to it. 15 minutes from now, catch us over on Kevin McCairn's YouTube channel. He usually live streams it. If not, I will be at tfrlive.com. Join me for what promises to be another brilliant show. Keep your mind open. Keep looking for the woo, but not to the point where your brain turns to black goo.
How dare you!
Your mind open. Keep looking for the woo, but not to the point where your brain turns to black goo.